Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get started. Want to welcome everybody out to our February Chamber Luncheon. Looks like everybody's excited for a distillery update. Maybe we've been cooped up a little bit over the last week. We're ready to get out and about, so very glad to see everybody. First and foremost, I'd like to ask Assistant Pastor Drew Smith of Oak Hill Baptist Church to please come forward. He's going to bless today's event before we get started.
All right, if you would, bow your heads, close your eyes as we pray. Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much for this day, God. We thank you for allowing every person to be here and to get here safely. We just ask that your hands be upon this event. They be with everyone here, God. You know what everyone here may be going through, and we just lift that up to you and ask you to give us comfort, give us peace, God. Just bless today. Continue to bless this community. Just allow this community to be a light to everyone around us and everyone within it, God. But most importantly, we just thank you so much for your son, Jesus, and what he did for us on the cross. And it's in your heavenly name we pray. Amen.
Thank you very much. Before we get into our program, we've got a few things. First of all, we have an absolute full house today on our info tables, so that's incredibly exciting. This is a free service that we offer for our chamber businesses, chamber organizations. If you would like to set up an info table and interact with our crowds at our luncheons, it's a completely free service. Just call our office, let us know. We would be happy to reserve an info table for you. I'd like to recognize all the info tables that are here today. Kingsford Manufacturing, Toya Tetsu, Somerset 106 Fork Broadcasting, Skyhope Women's Recovery, Lifeline Home Care, the Urban Stillhouse and Horse Soldier Bourbon, Goodwill Industries of Somerset, Campbellsville University, Lake Cumberland Head Start, RidgeNet, Lindsey Wilson University, Recon Air, Sons of Thunder Boxing, ABC 36, WTVQ, Commercial Printing, Bluegrass Senior Living, Expressions, Tea and Gifts, Warrior Martial Arts, Technical Solutions Group, Meredith Fry Photography, Somerset Country Club, and the United Way of South Central Kentucky. Also Minuteman Press, and I did say Somerset Country Club. Let's give them a big round of applause, please. My challenge to everyone in here is this. Before you leave today, find an info table where you don't know anything about the business or the organization on your way out, and go introduce yourself and learn a little bit more about these wonderful businesses and organizations in our community. Just find one business or organization that you don't know anything about and go say hi to them before you leave today. Also, we have a Student of the Month. So this month I'd like to recognize Hayden Cummings of as the iHeartRadio Somerset Citizens National Bank Chamber of Commerce Student of the Month. Hayden is a senior at Southwestern High School and is the current officer in DECA and FBLA. Hayden, can you go ahead and please stand? Where are you at? Where are we at? Where's Hayden? Let's go ahead and give Hayden a big round of applause. Always love having them with us. We have 1-2 for Tuesday this month from Somerset Country Club, Mr. Kleinard Cheney. Kleinard, where are you at? There he is. Kleinard, the mic's yours.
I warmed them. Come on up. I warmed them up for you. They're all yours. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good afternoon. My name is Kleinard Cheney for the ones of you that I have not met. 35 years at Coca-Cola, started in Somerset and ended up in Atlanta last September, so I retired. So now I'm president of Somerset Country Club, and I wanted to present a few things that we have to offer today. As you can see on the screen, we're in the midst of a big change. We're building a new clubhouse, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Somerset Country Club has been in the community for 103 years. It's been a staple. There's been a lot of events that's happened there. It's a great place to go to enjoy golf, but also for just social activities. The big three that we have is really to talk about today, and you can see the QR codes at the bottom. So don't be scared to take your phone out and scan the QR code. Our 2026 membership, that code will take you directly to our membership and everything that's there. We have individual, family, and corporate memberships and packages. It's a great opportunity for you to get out and have some fun. In the middle, you'll see golf outings and business events. So there we offer packages that you can buy to give away for your employees, to give away as any kind of gifts for businesses. We also have corporate memberships where you can bring people out to the club and entertain them. And then last but not least, in our new clubhouse, we have a legacy program. So for 103 years, Somerset Country Club's been there. If you want to be part of the next 100 years, come see us or scan the QR code. We're selling tiles and bricks that'll be part of our clubhouse that'll be in the entrance. We've got 200 plus families that come through there every single week. So it'll be a great opportunity for you to advertise, and we appreciate everything. And that says I'm done. So thank you all. Visit our table in the back.
Thank you, Kleiner. A couple more things. So first of all, I'd like to mention coming up, we've got our 14th annual Shamrock Shuffle 5K coming up, 14th annual on the 14th. So it's going to be Saturday, March 14th, downtown Somerset, 10 o'clock a.m. Last year we had over 700 racers, runners, walkers. I would encourage any of our businesses to consider putting a team together. It's a lot more fun when you have friends participating in this. I know that I talked to Jason Irvine earlier, and Jason's going to put in a team over at UGN. So I've searched. I see Devin out there, so I'm going to challenge Hendrickson to do the same thing, and Toya Tetsu, and all you guys. If you can help put some teams together, if nothing else, it's just a lot of fun. It's a great opportunity to maybe shake some winter off and come out and participate in a nice, healthy health initiative. And it's been going on a long time. It's a lot of fun. So if you want to register at shamrockshuffleky.com. So I still don't know how that domain name was not purchased, but we got it. So shamrockshuffleky.com. It's going to be on Saturday, March the 14th, and you'll see and hear more about that. And our final thing before I turn the microphone over, in December of every year, I know a lot of you all are very aware of our chamber holiday auction. So every year for many, many years, and I believe I've got the number here, for 16 years, we've gone out and we've begged, borrowed, and stole every donation and item we can to put in that auction because it's one of my favorite things that we get a chance to do. We raise money for scholarships for local high school students who want to attend Somerset Community College. It is a wonderful initiative. To every business, to every individual, I want to say thank you for participating. So this past year, we raised just over $30,000. To date, we've raised over $300,000 now from our holiday auctions and been able to provide 140 college scholarships. And I have a presentation, a check presentation I'd like to do. I'd love to ask my holiday auction committee members to please come forward. We're going to take a picture, and I believe there are some representatives here from the community college as well. I'd love for you all to come up to the front of the room here, and we've got the big check out. I guess we've got a small check somewhere, but we've got a ceremonial check we'd like to present to the college for the amount raised this year. Every dollar we raise goes to the community college. We don't make a cent off this, but just want to say that this is one heck of a hard-working committee. It takes a lot of people to make a lot of asks. We ask hundreds of people to make donations to this, and we really appreciate each and every one of them for the role that they play in this annual event. So big thank you to everyone who has participated in this. And I would like to, while Ross is getting them organized, let's give them a big round of applause for helping our community. Okay, I'm going to get out of the way so they can take a picture. All right, again, thank you all so much for all your work on this. I know a lot of our committee members have been doing this forever. Beverly Withers, Kathy Sears, Holly Weddle, they are co-chairs of this, and they do this a long time. I mean, Kathy, you've been involved in this longer than I was when it was called Festival of Trees. So big thank you to you guys for everything you do on a wonderful event. With that, I'm going to turn my meeting over here. For the first time, I'm going to turn it over to our new chamber president for 2026, Dr. Bruce Gover.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'd like to welcome everyone to the luncheon, our guests, our public officials, their representatives, and of course our members. So thank you all for attending this event. We've got a great crowd today. The weather's hopefully getting a little bit better, we hope, through there. But I'd like to recognize a lot of folks that make this day possible and the other things that we do with the Chamber, including our world-class sponsors, our Chairman Circle sponsors, and our Ambassador Circle sponsors. And you see their names on the flyer that's on your table and also on the wall behind me. And there's a couple of folks, new members to that group, I'd like to recognize today. To our Chairman Circle, we've got Inspiration IT. And to our Ambassador Circle sponsors, we have Midland Farms, convenience stores. So can we give a round of applause to our sponsors, and thank you all for everything that you do. We couldn't do what we do here at the center without Lonnie Lawson in the Center for Rural Development. So Lonnie, I saw you here somewhere. Thank you for everything you do for us at the center. Laura, thank you for allowing us the space to do that. And I would like to give a special recognition to the center for the space they provided during this recent storm for the Red Cross. So thank you all very much for doing that. It was a very necessary and needed service, and you all came to the front to do that. So thank you all for doing that. Would also like to recognize Sassy Spoon Catering, Coca-Cola Bottling of Somerset, and Pepsi-Cola Bottling of Somerset. And at this point, I'm going to turn this over to William Hunt, who's going to recognize our new chamber member businesses. So, William.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I have the pleasure today of introducing our new chamber members for the month and recognize them. I hope you join me as we welcome each one of them. Also, if you're a new business today and we mention you, would you please stand if you can, if you're able, because we'd like to be able to put a face with your business as well. First, we have Clean Cut Land Service with Josh Newton. There's Josh. CSSI, Cost Segregation Services, Brian DeLambry. JDHRE LLC, Daniel Hicks. LNL Hypnotherapy LLC, Michael Rowe. Lake Cumberland Swim Club, Dr. Eric Woodruff. Thank you. Thank you. The Voice in You, LLC, Kimberly Heinrich. Tonic Bar and Lounge, Vanessa Thompson and Bethany McDonald. Trademark Media, Tracy Perry. And lastly, WTVQ ABC 36, James Parr. Let's give all of these new members one more round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, William. Appreciate it. I'd now like to recognize a very important group to the Chamber, who are our Chamber Ambassadors. So if you serve in that role, the Chamber Ambassador, would you please stand for a moment? Let us recognize you. amazing what those folks do. I was able to sit in on a meeting last month with them for the first time and being a part of this board, and I'm just really amazed at the time and the effort that goes into that group. So I really appreciate what you do for the chamber. We'd also like to recognize, as we do, the recognition of the Ambassador of the Month. This month's recognition goes to Rebecca McCord. Now, Rebecca can't be with us today, but let's give her a round of applause in her absence. We'll make sure that she gets her. Thank you. And before we move on, also, I'd like to recognize we have one more information table, Transamerica. Thank you all for being here today. And now I'd move to today's lunch sponsors, without whom we couldn't do what we do today, too. We've got a couple of folks there, and Kingsford Manufacturing is who I'd like to recognize first. Matt Sweeney. Matt, you here? You want to come up and say a few things? Matt, come on. Thank you all for everything that you do.
Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Yeah, I would like to first extend just a big thank you to the leadership team of the chamber. Just a little bit about myself. For those that I haven't met, and that's going to be many of you, my name is Matthew Sweeney. I'm the plant manager at Kingsford down in Burnside. My wife, Madeline, and I and our 3 children, we just recently moved to the area in September of last year. I grew up in Roanoke, Virginia. I started with the company, the Clorox company, right out of school. From there, we moved around a bit from Atlanta, back to California, back to Atlanta. In the last 5 years, I've lived in a town in central Virginia, Lynchburg, if you're familiar with the area. I was fortunate enough that about 6 months ago, I was given the opportunity to move here to Somerset, Kentucky. Still fairly new to the area, but in that time, since I've been here, one thing that's clear to me is how connected and supportive that this business community is. And despite being a proud Tennessee volunteer, this community has welcomed me and made this transition an easy one. So again, despite being and bleeding orange and white, I really do appreciate how you've welcomed my family into this community. A little bit about Kingsford Charcoal and what we do. So Kingsford is a subsidiary of the Clorox Company. So originally founded in 1957 as the Cumberland Charcoal Corporation. In 1961, it was acquired by Kingsford. So E.G. Kingsford was the founder. It was actually a relative of Henry Ford. Many of you don't know this or may not know this, but that's actually how Kingsford got its start. So during the Ford manufacturing process, they would take the scrap product that was made from producing Model Ts, and they would burn that and then turn it into Kingsford charcoal briquettes. Pretty cool story. So our company has been a part of this community for nearly 70 years. At our site, we employ 130 people. We manufacture charcoal briquettes. We also bottle lighter fluid. Our mission is pretty simple: operate safely, support our community, and support our people. It's all about our people. People are at the center of what we do. My vision for the Burnside plant, for the Kingsford plant, is very consistent with what I've learned that this chamber's mission, and that's to be an employer of choice within this community, and then continue to support generations of Pulaski County residents so that they can support their family. Again, one thing I've learned quickly about being here in this community is that this is a strong community with strong partnerships, and events like this reinforce that exactly for me. I would like to recognize our employees and the partners that make possible what we do every day. Actually, my first chamber event was just a few weeks ago. I believe it was the yearly chamber banquet. Unfortunately, my wife wasn't able to attend, but when I came home, I couldn't stress enough, and I can't stress enough to the people in this room how impressed I was with that event. Again, the engagement, the connectedness, just how this local community and its business partners support each other. So that introduction left an impact on me. Personally, very much looking forward to getting to know the people, the businesses in this room. And then from a Kingsford lens, look forward to staying engaged and continuing to grow alongside this group. So again, thank you again, Bobby. Met Bobby just earlier for the first time. Thank you for making us feel welcomed. And as we continue to settle in, and we're very happy to host today and look forward to a great luncheon. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Matthew. We next have a video from TTAI, who is celebrating a significant milestone this year, along with being a sponsor. So we will start that now.
30 years in business. This truly is a remarkable achievement. The partnership between TTAI and Toyota goes back many decades.
Today, we celebrate TTAI's 30th anniversary. I'm truly honored to share this milestone with all of you. TTAI's continued development would not be possible without your ongoing support and collaboration.
Well, I've been here for 25 years. I started as a variable workforce team member, and I was been lucky and been able to work my way into leadership and management. What's kept me here is the culture and the people. TTAI, I feel like, truly values its team members, and that belief that the people are the company's greatest asset has made this place a place I'm proud to be a part of.
I think the importance of teamwork and the importance of being a supportive team. I didn't realize how much it impacts to our team members, and I'm surrounded by the coworkers who care about team members and then care about me, and they're willing to help each other and encourage each other.
I'd have to say a lot. You know, it's the work environment. You know, the people you work with. Honestly, it's been good.
I've met some of my best friends at TTAI. Been here a long time. The facility, got to see the facility grow. Several times they've added on to it. The machinery that's come in, just seeing that over the years kind of makes you feel connected to the company.
Well, I was on machines for 20 years. And I've stepped to quality now. I'm a PPQ person, and I feel like that I've grown some, you know, to be that honorable person.
I think it's the people. I'm just going to say that. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better bunch of people to work with.
Above all, one thing remains crystal clear. Our team members are the secret to our success. They are the heart of everything we do. The engineers, the technicians, the line workers, and the administrative staff, your hard work and commitment are the true driving force behind TTAI's success.
Over the past 30 years, there has not been a company that has made such a significant contribution to our local economy. Job creation, employee training, community partnerships and sponsorships. TTAI has stepped up to the plate always, and they've been a consistent leader in our community in so many different ways.
And of course, today marks a truly special occasion in the history of TTAI. The success of TTAI is not defined by buildings or machines. It's been shaped by the people who show up every day, ready to give their best. Every milestone we've reached, every goal we've surpassed, and every challenge we've overcome has been possible because of our team members. People who invest their time, energy, and passion into making this company what it is today. Over the last 30 years, we've faced our share of struggles and difficult times, but through it all, our team has remained resilient, determined, and united. We've adapted, innovated, and supported one another, proving time and time again that when we work together, there's nothing we can't overcome.
Thank you once again to Kingsford Manufacturing and Toya Tetsu for sponsoring us today, and thank you for being in our communities. We value your participation here and what you do in the community, so thank you very much. Now, it's my special honor today to recognize and introduce our guest speaker for today. It's Horse Soldier Bourbon President Scott Neal. Scott Neal is a retired Special Forces veteran with extensive executive, operational, and combat experience. He currently serves as the president of Horse Soldier Bourbon, which he co-founded in 2016. Before launching Horse Soldier Bourbon, Scott served as senior advisor to several general officers, senior civilian policymakers, interagency task forces, and various House and Senate committee members. Following the tragic events of 9/11, Scott conducted numerous successful operations, combat missions as part of the Commanders in Extremis Forces, becoming one of the first to lead direct action and counterterrorism efforts in Afghanistan, Iraq, and the Horn of Africa. Scott is deeply committed to nonprofit work and serves on the boards of several organizations focusing on veteran and first responder charities. He has helped raise substantial funds for causes such as the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, the Rise Monument, and the America's Response Monument, also known as the Horse Soldier Monument, at Ground Zero. He developed and launched a transition resiliency program for the Green Beret Foundation, has been featured in Veterans Day tributes by Google and the National 9/11 Museum. He actively collaborates with the George W. Bush Veterans Initiative and Team 43, an initiative involving former veterans and President George W. Bush's staff, which focus on the healing power of outdoor sports such as mountain biking and golf. Scott also continues to work with Veterans Affairs Committees and the Senate Committee on Small Business and Entrepreneurship, championing key issues for veterans starting their own businesses. In addition to his speaking engagements in Washington, D.C. and New York City, Scott is a regular contributor to major media outlets including Fox News, Newsmax, Global News, the LA Times, and Bloomberg Businessweek. Please join me in giving a Somerset-Pulaski County Chamber of Commerce welcome to Scott Neal.
How's everybody doing today? I have about 100 slides, and Bobby told me I had 15 minutes to do this, correct? Yeah, okay, I'm just kidding. It's such a pleasure to meet you, everybody here. There's a lot of familiar faces. I know we've been in and out of Somerset quite a few times as our kind of our path to opening up Horse Soldiers. So hopefully I get to meet each and every one of you and start a relationship. Both my wife and Rhonda moved here recently, so we'll be quite regular here at these events, and I'm ready for the marathon adventures of Chamber of Commerce events. Okay, all right, next slide. First of all, I want to take you through the history of Horse Soldier. Horse Soldier Bourbon was really started amongst friends. We had served, you heard my long bio, I'm going to cut that down. Okay, it's too glorifying, I think, about my prior service. But just imagine you've done things on the frontiers of the world, and then finally you're retired. And what do you do next? And I think a lot of us have transitioned one way or another. And we did what I think a lot of people come to the Bourbon Trail, is we're a group of friends and let's go on an adventure. And we started going to a few distilleries and had a curiosity. And that curiosity focused us a little bit. And through previous relationships, Mark had served with a gentleman named Andrew who had a distillery in Scotland. So we went to Scotland. And that really was about 9.5 years ago, so much so that next month in March, we're going back to Scotland to bottle that very first scotch we made at their distillery almost 10 years ago. And that'll be available at Horse Soldier Farms once we bring it back. So you'll start to hear this journey story. So how we got here is we were friends who served together. Our families had grown up together, and we wanted to continue kind of the next phase of our lives. So we took on entrepreneurship. As you can see, currently, we've built this for over 9 years, and we've got, inventory-wise, about 46,000 barrels. And why is that important? Because we knew we wanted this to be a 100-year brand. And if you understand brands of bourbon, some are celebrity-based and some are 100-year legacy brands and some start with an investor group. Well, we started with nothing. We knew nothing about this business. We didn't know how to make anything. We didn't know how to sell anything. And we had no design, but just a desire. So all these things you see on here, we've built amongst ourselves. And we built it through relationships with investors, with the community, with everybody else. We did not get here by ourselves. That is really the takeaway, is the partnerships that got us here. And it's going to become even more important as I talk about the partnership with this region and this community as we build ourselves here for the next 100 years. All right, next slide. What have we built? Well, what do we want to make people understand is that anything is possible. This still is a country where you could start something with nothing. And if you work hard enough and you perform well and you're very diligent and you're mindful of your resources and you keep the right partnerships, you can build something. And so that sort of is our brand story as we go around the country and tell everybody, yes, we served our country. Yes, we were there in time of crisis. But honestly, this whole idea of America still exists, and it exists for us because we're proof of it. Next, our bourbon. It doesn't suck. Right? Got a great story. We're heroes at the time the country needed us. Imagine if our bourbon sucked. Well, it doesn't suck because we put in the time and effort to understand what makes good quality bourbon, good quality whiskey, the right ingredients, the patience, the warehousing. I like to call it knowledge dominance. If we didn't know it and you know you don't know it, you want to know it. And we did. And we had access to some of the brightest minds in this industry that were very open to us as we built the character of this company. Next, margin. We chose to be on the higher side, the ultra premium side. We knew we couldn't compete on the bottom, right? We weren't weapons of mass consumption. I can't go across a publicly traded company that has razor thin penny margins that are selling high volume. We didn't want it. We didn't need it, so we decided how to be a little bit elevated. Why? Because rich people are rich, right? All these things in your own businesses, you target an audience, but you have to be there. You have to deliver that quality, that experience, those ingredients, the packaging and everything to be there. And what we've done over 9 years is put ourselves on a shelf on the upper level. So think about your consumer brand marketing positioning. We chose to start there, not try to create a brand and hope we could climb up. We said, no, we're going to be on that top tier. And we've positioned ourselves accordingly. Next, future growth secured. We are military and we like to plan. Big campaign plans. I think I've talked to Chris and Alan many times about the depth of how much we sit at night and talk to each other about the future. And are our plans aligned? We are 9.5 years into a 100-year plan. And I think we've been successfully executing each phase of that, so much so that you see what we're building out here as part of just the continuing of moving towards the future and the big idea. Not we've made it, let's settle, let's park here, and then maybe we'll enter a way forward. We definitely have ideas and plans for our future families and generations here in Somerset to grow this into a world-class destination. All right, next slide. What we currently have, well, we have our 3 main products, right? We have our straight and our small batch and our barrel strength. I was showing Mark some reports earlier. We've got our 2025 data. Despite a lot of headwinds in the bourbon industry, we had 30% growth last year, which is considerable. It means our brand resonates. It means our brand is well positioned on the shelves. It means we have the right sales partnerships and organizations, and we're applying the right funds for marketing and soon even more media. So those things is from a business owner side, are the metrics you look for. Where am I compared to my competitor, and have I caught my competitor and now I'm past them? So I'm like everybody else who's above me. I hate that. How am I going to get above them? Let me understand their tactics, techniques, where they're applying, where they're at in the market, and then I benchmark them, and then I pass them and pursue the next one. So that's what we've been doing logically for the last couple of years. And what's coming out this year that is a little bit unique, as you see on the very end, is our Liberty Edition. It's no longer in our traditional bottle that was forged from World Trade Center steel. The glass actually comes from France. It's almost decanter-like, and it's in celebration of America's 250th anniversary. And what is the most iconic image of America that the world sees? Statue of Liberty. So it was our nod to not only the 250th of our country, but the one identifying thing, and that's the promise of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So we're going to introduce that this year, and you're going to see a lot of press and media nationally and internationally come out about what this product represents as the country prepares itself for the 250th anniversary on July 4th. So that's how we're positioning our brand into a national conversation. The symbolism of what it represents, let alone the juice that's in it, let alone where it's produced at. Okay? Next slide. Am I doing good on time? Okay. Ooh, boy, holy crap. I know there's probably some thoughts and questions. Who has heard that bourbon is in a bit of a situation? Does it concern you? It's a bit concerning because, number one, it is Kentucky's one of their largest industries at about $14 billion. There are several million barrels aging currently. The tax revenue alone just on those barrels aging, it is a very big economic impact overall. You know, what I can say from my point, and I study this every day against other businesses and markets, is we are in a bit of settling from post-COVID when a lot of people were at home and collecting and tasting and trying. We are settling from when there was access to easy interest rates, and what happened is liquor stores were basically buying up inventory on credit. They no longer have the excess credit, so they can't carry excess inventory, so that created a compression. At the same time, you had larger producers brought more capacity online, and they stored and produced more bourbon. So now you're seeing this little bit of compression where people are running into each other across our channels that is slowing bourbon down. So now consumers don't have as much money. They're overstocked on some of the old things they bought. So the market is correcting itself. So if you think about 100 years, this is just one, right? We went from a spike to a downturn, and when does it turn? And that is, you know, the hedging of brilliant minds of where are we positioned. Well, first of all, for Horse Soldier, I see our problems in a couple different areas. One, I have to make it, I have to store it, I have to create a brand and sell it, right? What I made 8 years ago, I'm selling today. So where was the crystal ball on what could we sell? And we've been very precise, right? If I had more, I could have sold more Horse Soldier. So once we bring this facility online, which I'll talk to you about in a second, what will that give us? That'll give us full control on hedging where I can grow my brand to the future and where I can bypass other brands and begin to consume that bourbon I had to store. If I don't consume it in 6 years, 8 years, I bet you it becomes a delicious 10-year, 12-year-old product. So you're going to start seeing age statements creep back up, where for a while they took them off because bourbon was selling so much. Now for us, where is my ultimate horizon? And that's international sales. We're still just domestic and we're international and military sales, but you can see how we're looking way ahead on the next ridgeline of where this business is going. And that's why the first thing we wanted to do 4.5 years ago when the mayor sent us the video of Come to Somerset was we already knew we were going to grow this brand in the right direction and we needed our own production capacity. So hopefully you're starting to see the mindset we had even 4.5 years ago. All right, next slide. Where are we at now? Well, Horse Soldier has been steadily growing to where you don't realize we're in over 30,000 locations across the United States. And some of the restaurant chains that you see, not only are we in there behind the bar, we're on the menu. And for a lot of Americans, they've never heard of Horse Soldier yet. We still have a lot of room to get into the mind of the consumer and tell them our story of service, our story of pursuit of the American dream, where we've landed in this great community. We have a lot more to go. We didn't extinguish the story of Horse Soldier. We're just beginning. So we're gonna, hopefully, as we get bigger, just know that every one of those bottles, the backside of that says Somerset, Kentucky. Next slide. Some of our partnerships we're very proud of. We've experimented in Major League Baseball and professional golf. We've done Indy car racing, which is coming up in Tampa, St. Pete. We've done a lot of things just to test and evaluate. There's a very good book called Who Stole My Cheese? You've ever read that? Right? About the mouse that keeps going the wrong way and they stop and it's not working. We like to try things. And we like to see how far it'll take us. So we've been very good at our marketing spin, but where we've become really good at is our relationship with professional bull riding. Professional bull riding and whiskey go really good together. But what makes it really good is because suddenly you had Paramount Plus and you had Yellowstone and Landman and all this Central Americana Western value. Let's get back to simpler times, rugged people working as hard as they can to pursue the American dream. Our brand fits perfectly into that alignment. So with professional bull riding, we get to travel with their experiences. We get to talk about Somerset and our bourbon to those same crowds that hold the same values I think most of us hold in this room today. Some things we're keen on, and I think who's seen the recent release from the partnership of the city, the county, the Lake Cumberland 250? Who's seen that release recently? I spent a lot of time discussing outside of Somerset how wonderful the small town of Somerset is. And as I get invited to places like the White House and others, and I talk to relationships, and I say, this country's planning for a big celebration, but they're planning it in big cities. I want to know what we're doing for small town. And so I've been trying to, show them what is very welcoming in this town and the planning that's happened amongst Burnside, Somerset, Lake Cumberland Tourism. There's a lot of partners, Masters Music Festival. Everybody has come together to form this idea of the biggest small town 4th of July celebration in America. So how do you own that statement? By doing it. If you honestly believe this is the biggest small town 4th of July, come out and make it happen. Participate in it. They'll need your products and services here. How do we show the rest of the country and those that are planning these big celebrations in big cities that small town America is just as proud and just as important about what we do here than what they're going to do up there? So in partnership, they've released the Lake Cumberland 250 celebration of a whole week and a half, 2 weeks, right, of activities, of what the community's doing to celebrate America and America's 250th. And we're proud just to be a partner with that. All right, let's get to the big stuff. You guys tired of me babbling? No? Still got questions? I'm going to have some time for questions. All right, next slide. The big idea. The good thing about the second half of your life is you're not limited about how big you want to make things. So when we saw the video from Alan, we came here and visited Somerset. First of all, I had to Google where Somerset was because I think I'm like the rest of the country. It's like, never heard of it. But once I came here, I was very surprised because it brought back a lot of memories about what small, slow, simple, but the underpinnings of complex. What I mean by that is the business environment was right? The city leadership worked with us as a business on focusing our investment, which allowed us to think bigger than most people realize outside of here, that the environment of investment and the relationships and the connectivity of these organizations allowed us to go and say, if we focus our activity here at this size of investment, we believe that the rest of the surrounding community, one, will be supportive and it'll grow along with us. So it will be worth the effort. So our idea and the business problem is how to connect the lake with bourbon tourism. So you have 2.4 million visitors up north, but it's very linear. It's along Louisville, Lexington, Bardstown, and then you have Lake Cumberland, which is very long, but once you get on the lake, you stay on the lake. How to get Somerset and offer the type of experiences that bridges the both. How do you get one more night, right? One more meal. A place as a base camp that you can come here, stay, and do other activities. And that's why we're going to differentiate ourselves from Woodsford, from Buffalo Trace, where they are in basically stop, shop, and go tourism model on one side, and Lake Cumberland has been a historical stay, get on the lake, do activities, but what draws them off for a rainy day or an activity, right, or an experience. And that's where we're trying to create the atmosphere on Horse Soldier Farms, that it's not only a great production facility, the most modern, world-class, 7 million gallons, will produce 100,000 barrels a year facility, but I have 240 acres with 5 ponds. I have all those trails that you can walk on. We can do whatever, Eagle Run or 5K. How do you turn this into a community environment? And that's why we called it Horse Soldier Farms. How do we have bonfires? All those greens out there, how do you have a place for picnics that you can order and come out there and spend the day out on Horse Soldier Farms? So that's where our mindset is and where we're going. So the update of Horse Soldier Farms, we're about 90% complete in construction. We've invested $120 million in that construction. How does that support the community? All of those workers are local, regional. They eat here, some stay here, they buy materials here. So if you think about the conversion of our investment to the construction, all of that money exists in this environment, right? A large portion of it. Some items are bought nationally and internationally, but a concentration is here, and that's just in the construction phase. Once it starts to thaw, we'll work on the property itself, the manicuring, all the other stuff. It'll be a beautiful arrival. We'll have the 4-post fencing. It'll be the most picturesque place because we want to share that experience, because we have to now travel the country and internationally to bring people back here to share this space in Somerset, Pulaski, Lake Cumberland environment and get in to stay and play. What's next for us then? How much time do we got? 5-6 minutes. All right. Is if I make 7 million gallons, that's 100,000 barrels, I'll have to store those barrels. That's everybody's curious question, is where are we going to store all those barrels? Well, that's still a company secret. An unknown fact is my grandfather and a gentleman named Erlo Bronson brought Walt Disney to Orlando. And sometimes when you get in a community, you need to position yourself correctly, right? And sometimes folks may not know exactly where you're maneuvering. What I also mean by that is we're very conscious on what people talk to us and tell us. They had concerns about that community, what was being built there. Will it smell, right? Will it be ugly? What is this black mold stuff? Well, we've listened to all of that. And if you haven't been, who's been by the distillery, at least seen it back by there? It's a very beautiful, subtle skyline, right? The warehousing will come into some areas that you probably won't even know they're there. We'll have all the considerations that people are concerned about because modern technologies, I'm not trying to put something in a 50-year-old rick house, right? So we'll have technologies and applications in remote areas that you will not even know I'll be storing some things at. And that's okay. The same thing out at the distillery. Where you hear anything? Well, you may hear some fun stuff coming up. And now's the fun part of our announcement in partnership with Lake Cumberland 250. I talked quietly to professional bull riding, and I said, we're having our grand opening, which will be over the July 4th weekend. Wouldn't it be fun if we had a professional bull riding experience out there on the farm? And they said yes. So out there on the farm, we're going to build a 4,000 person staging area. We're going to have 30 of the most professional bull riders from the world come in, and they will compete for 2 days on Horse Soldier Farms. Then we'll have some country music acts. I've been talking to various acts. It's very interesting. I don't want to be in that business, right? But how to really kick off the statement, the bold statement we made as a community to have the biggest small town 4th of July celebration in America. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to live up to those bold statements, and we're going to put on a show. And we're going to welcome you in the community. We'll start doing tours. We'll start locally, right? We've already done some business tours, some councils tours, some other things. We'll start opening it up, and pretty soon I'll be back in the community to talk about what we're doing and also be available for your questions, right? I know we have a lot of questions and concerns. I want to create an environment that you can ask those and see if we can address those. So, with that, I'm going to stop, and I'm available for some questions. No? Well, I'll be available over there for some questions. How about that? So thank you very much.
Thank you, Scott, very much, and we certainly appreciate everything you're doing in this community. Thank you first and foremost for your service to this country and what you're doing in this community. So, and being here today, too, to share your vision with us, and we look forward to working with you to make that vision a reality. So, with this, we'll present Scott Neal, a friend of the Chamber, for today.
Thank you very much.
Actually, Scott, we're neighbors. You didn't know it, but I'm one of those houses that's right across the street from you, back behind Horse Soldier Farm. So, yeah, well, we were more than that. So, looking forward to having you as a neighbor there, too. We'll talk about some of that mountain biking later, too. I like that. Okay, Bobby, we go through a couple things. If you got your tickets from when you walked in this afternoon, we're going to do some drawings for... If I can find my glasses so we can do the drawing. In one moment. Okay, first number, the first door prize is a $20 RB dry cleaner, and the number is 112110. 112110. Way up in the back. Next is Buffalo Wings and Rings gift card, $25 gift card. Donated by Buffalo Wings and Rings. The number is 112200. Right here. Thank you. The next gift is from the Cumberland Grill, $25 gift card, donated by the Cumberland Grill. 112176. Right there. Is that it? 112176? Nope, maybe not. Oh yeah, okay. $50 Longhorn Steakhouse gift card and RECC swag donated by South Kentucky RECC. That would be ticket number 112006. Way back there. And the last will be a $50 Visa gift card donated by TTAI, number 112178. 112178. All right. All right. Well, thank you to all that donated those prizes, and congratulations on those of you all that won. Just a couple more things. You saw on the board up here our next chamber luncheon. I'd invite you back to that next month. We're going to have the state chamber president, won't we? So look forward to seeing you all back there. I do appreciate you all being here today. This is a great crowd. Thank you to our guests for being here and taking time to visit with each other, and I hope you continue to do that, and we'll see you again soon. With that, where's Willie Wilson? Willie Wilson is going to give our pledge today. Willie's a board member. So Willie, thank you for your service on our board and appreciate you doing that. So if you all please join with me in the pledge, and we will be adjourned after that. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.